Hello and welcome, everyone, to 247 Digitize's Legal Support Services webinar, Contract Compliance Best Practices. Before we jump into today's agenda, here's a brief introduction to who we are. 247 Digitize is a US-based company headquartered in Chicago, Illinois, with additional offices in India. For more than 18 years, our global team has been dedicated to streamlining and managing business processes with a strong commitment to quality and efficiency. Our services include legal support, data management, and bookkeeping. My name is Samuel de la Torre, and I lead the marketing team here at 247 Digitize. I bring over 17 years of experience in both digital and traditional marketing, and I've worked in companies in the US, Europe, India, and Latin America. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work in different industries as well, from retail to insurance and even more. And I hold an MBA from Esan School of Business, as well as a Diploma of Innovation from EAFIT University in Colombia. Today, I'm joined by Krishna Veni, our contract lifecycle management expert. With more than 15 years of experience, she brings a deep understanding of document review and litigation. Her strong leadership and proven ability to manage large teams make her a key asset to our legal support services. Krishna Veni is deeply committed to delivering high-quality results and driving operational excellence. Now, before we get started, please feel free to drop any questions you have in the comment section throughout the session. You can do that in our LinkedIn page, and we'll make sure to answer them during the Q&A at the end. Now, I request Krishnaveni to take this forward. Over to you, KB.
Sure. Thank you, Sam, for the introduction. On the screen, you see the agenda, so allow me to guide you through today's agenda. The first topic being the consequence of contract non-compliance, and we will uncover the real-world risks and costs of missing the mark on contract obligations. Best practices for effective contract compliance monitoring means we will learn actionable strategies to track, manage, and enforce compliance with ease. We will also see how one organization overcame contract challenges and built a compliance first approach from chaos to compliance would be our real world case study. Uh, Ensuring compliance with a contract is to discover key steps and tools to stay on top of the contractual commitments. The interesting topic would be the future of contract compliance, where we will get ahead with insights into the evolving landscape of contract compliance. Now, I request Sam to take this forward with the next slides.
Sure. Thanks, KB. As a recap, effective contract compliance monitoring is essential for ensuring organizations meet their contractual obligations while minimizing risks and maximizing operational efficiency. By implementing best practices, leveraging technology, and fostering a culture of compliance, businesses can ensure smoother contract execution and stronger professional relationships. Keeping an eye on compliance today means fewer problems and greater success in the future. So, as you can see, we're going to talk about the consequence of contract non-compliance. Contract non-compliance exposes organizations to considerable risks, from financial sanctions to damage to reputation. The magnitude of the risks varies with the nature of the contract, the industry, and the legal system. It is a responsibility as a contract manager to ensure that the organization adheres to all the contract agreements, but there are risks involved in non-compliance. If the organization fails to fulfill its contractual terms, it may be held liable for damages. In certain situations, non-compliance can even result in the cancellation of the contract. Some of the usual risks involved in contract non-compliance are the ones we're going to see below, starting with the first one, financial penalties and losses. Well, there are fines and penalties. For instance, failure to adhere to terms of the contract can lead to monetary fines, especially in contracts with government institutions or highly regulated sectors. There's also loss of revenue. Non-performance against obligations can lead to loss of revenue, missed opportunities, or loss of payment under contract. And legal fees. In case a dispute in a contract grows into litigation or arbitration, the fees for legal representation can be enormous. The second point is litigation and legal action. Non-compliance can lead to a breach of contract lawsuits, with a non-compliant party being sued. This can result in court decisions that can impose penalties, mandate specific performance, or even result in damages awarded to the other party. Contract non-compliance disputes can be disruptive and time-consuming, diverting resources from essential business activities. Next, we have reputational damage. Non-compliance can do significant damage to an organization's reputation, especially if the violation becomes public or involves a high-profile customer. Lost relationships with customers, suppliers, or partners can result in lost trust and credibility. Reputational harm can also damage an organization's ability to win future contracts or gain new customers. Next, we have loss of business opportunities. Non-compliance can lead to contract termination, which translates to missed business opportunities. In competitive markets, it can also negatively impact an organization's market share. Subsequent opportunities with the same vendor or client may be lost, since non-compliance creates a deterrence effect that will make others unwilling to sign contracts with the organization. And finally, regulatory penalties. In highly regulated sectors like government, finance, and healthcare, contract non-compliance can invite regulatory attention, penalties, or audits. Regulatory authorities could impose penalties or limit the organization's business activity. Non-adherence to regulatory requirements in contracts, like data protection laws, can involve heavy sanctions. Now, over to you, KB.
Sure, Sam, you scared us there, but we have solutions as well, and that is implementing best practices for effective contract compliance monitoring. Now, on the screen, you see certain points. Let me go in detail one by one. Centralized contract management is we utilize a contract management system to store and track contracts efficiently. So, centralized contract management refers to using a unified system to store and monitor all contracts across the organization. This ensures that all contracts are easily accessible and the deadlines, obligations, as well as milestones are tracked in one place. By centralizing organizations, avoid losing critical documents and ensure that compliance requirements are consistently met. Let me cite an example here. A global manufacturing company implements a centralized contract management system, which is CMS in short, to handle contracts with its suppliers and clients worldwide. The system stores contracts, tracks renewal dates, payment terms, as well as performance milestones. If a supplier fails to meet delivery schedules, the system sends automated alerts, allowing the procurement team to initiate penalty clauses as outlined in the contract. This ensures that the company remains compliant with agreed terms and enforces consequences if necessary. That's easy. Secondly, clearly defined obligations. Ensure that all parties understand their roles and responsibilities from the outset. Clear, well defined obligations are the foundation of any contract. This explicitly outline what each party is responsible for, including timelines, deliverables, and standards. This eliminates ambiguity and helps monitor whether contractual obligations are being met, thereby preventing misunderstandings or non compliance. Regular audits and reviews. Periodic contract audits and reviews are essential for identifying compliance gaps and potential risks. Regular audits ensure that contractual obligations are being met and allow for early detection of issues that could lead to non-compliance. Moving on is the performance monitoring metrics. I'll take a little longer to explain this. Establish KPIs, which is the key performance indicators to measure contract adherence. So establishing KPIs help organizations measure whether the contract's obligations are being met. KPIs provide clear metrics that are being, tracked over time, enabling better decision making and ensuring compliance with contractual terms. I'll provide an illustration here. A hotel chain has a contract with cleaning service provider that specifies, say, performance metrics such as cleaning time and customer satisfaction scores. Using performance monitoring software, the hotel tracks these KPIs and identifies that the provider is failing to meet cleanliness standards. Based on this information, that's the proof evidence, the hotel applies the agreed upon penalties and negotiates improved service levels. Well, remember this: you cannot improve what you cannot measure, and contract compliance is no exception. Let's talk about the key metrics you should be tracking to assess whether your compliance efforts are actually working. Firstly, the contract cycle time. This tells you how long it takes to go from initiation to signature. A long cycle could mean bottlenecks, unclear ownership, or inefficient processes. Next would be the obligation fulfillment rate. Are you question yourself? Are you delivering on terms you have agreed to? And are your vendors doing the same? This is a critical risk indicator. Renewal awareness. How many contracts are coming up for renewal? And how many are actually flagged on time? Remember, again, missed renewals are one of the biggest hidden costs. Audit readiness score. This is about how easily you can respond to an audit. Do you have everything documented, approved, as well as accessible? Question. And finally, the repository coverage. What percentage of your organization's contracts are actually tracked in your system? If it's under 80%, I'm not joking, you are missing too much. But there's a good news. And what's it? Most platforms today can help you automate and visualize these KPIs. And once you start monitoring them consistently, you will see compliance go from a checkbox activity to a strategic advantage. Now, moving on is our legal and compliance team involvement, which means engaging legal experts is crucial for effective contract compliance management. At 247 Digitize, we provide legal expertise to ensure your contract processes fully comply with applicable laws and also align with your business goals. Our team identifies risks, addresses compliance gaps, and implements best practices to maintain contract integrity over the long term. With our legal oversight, contracts remain enforceable and we offer clear guidance to solve any compliance issues efficiently. Then on the screen, we have the prompt issue resolution, which is develop an escalation process for addressing compliance breaches swiftly. This reduces the likelihood of prolonged breaches or disputes and helps maintain smooth contract performance. I can back this up with an example. A telecommunications company faces a situation where a supplier fails to meet the service level agreements, the SLAs. The procurement team escalates the issue to senior management who quickly negotiate a new timeline and apply contractual penalties. The supplier resolves the issue promptly, ensuring the company stays compliant. The last point on the screen is the documentation and record keeping. Maintaining detailed and organized records is vital for tracking contract compliance and supporting audits. Good documentation provides evidence of compliance and ensures that organization can demonstrate its adherence to contract terms during external or internal reviews. This is about the best practices, but we also wanted to cite an example. So let's begin by bringing in everything we talked about in the previous session into real life. I would like to walk you through a case study of a mid sized pharmaceutical company that was facing some major contract compliance challenges. Issues I'm sure many of you can relate to. So, here's what their world looked like, the one you see on the screen. Contracts were stored across multiple systems and inboxes, a very common problem. There were frequent delays, unclear ownership, and a lack of visibility into whether obligations were being met. The breaking point, again, I repeat, the breaking point came when a high value contract auto renewed without review, costing them hundreds of thousands. You might have a question, so what did they do? They implemented a centralized contract management platform, set up automated renewal alerts, and created a shared accountability model between legal and procurement. So the results are here. After within 3 months, they reduced missed renewal deadlines by 90%. They cut down the contract cycle by 40% and were able to pass their next audit without a single red flag. How lovely. Okay, so this scenario highlights the company's evolution from a fragmented, reactive approach to a structured, centralized, and proactive process. The transformation shifting from missed deadlines to full audit readiness was driven not only by technical enhancements but also by a significant cultural shift. At 247 Digitize, our team of experienced professionals specializes in building robust frameworks and optimizing processes to drive such meaningful transformations. We are with you. We are equipped to help organizations move from chaos to control, ensuring efficiency, compliance, and a long term success. No wonder we have been in the industry for more than 18 years and we go on. So, this transformation didn't happen overnight, by the way, but it started with clarity, the right tools, and process discipline. Okay, we'll cover more next. Over to you, Sam. I'll take a break.
Thank you very much, KB. So let's talk about ensuring compliance with the contract. This begins with having a clear understanding of the contract lifecycle and recognizing what to check for throughout each phase. By taking a few easy steps, it can ensure the organization is compliant with its contracts. Step number one, a clear understanding of the contract lifecycle. The initial step is to create a precise picture of the contract lifecycle and what occurs at every stage. This involves comprehending the negotiation process, examining contract terms, and tracking performance. The second one, identify potential areas of noncompliance. When one has a precise vision of contract lifecycle management, it can begin identifying potential risks and areas of noncompliance. By doing so, it might create processes and procedures for contract risk management. And finally, monitor compliance on an ongoing basis. Lastly, it should be monitored on an ongoing basis that the contract compliance process is working properly. This can be done through audits and reviews, along with communication with all individuals participating in the contract. Now, KB will tell us about the future of contract compliance.
Yeah, so this is an interesting topic. Now let's shift gears and talk about where contract compliance is headed. Because, like every other area of business, it's evolving and it's evolving fast. First up on the screen, what you see is the AI powered compliance. So, tools are emerging that can automatically flag risky clauses, check for missing obligations, and even recommend alternative language based on your policy. These aren't science fiction, they are available right now, and I've worked on some of them. Secondly, predictive compliance. This is about using data to forecast where non compliance is most likely to occur. Imagine a dashboard that shows which contracts are at risk before even a deadline is missed. Smart contracts are another area gaining attention. These are contracts that automatically execute when conditions are met, powered by blockchain. I know it's still early, but we are already seeing it used in sectors like supply chain and logistics. The fourth one is the regulation ready platforms. So compliance today isn't just about what's in the contract, it's also about aligning with regulations like GDPR, ESG standards, and industry specific laws. Future ready platforms will dynamically update based on changing compliance requirements. And finally, integration. Contract data is no longer living in isolation, so more and more it's being connected to ERP systems, procurement teams, and analytics platforms, turning compliance into a real time enterprise wide function. Integration with CRM, ERP, and BI tools to make compliance part of broader business intelligence. So, the question I will leave you with is this: are your contract processes set up for where the industry is going or stuck in where it's been? You can comment in the comment box. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you very much, KB. This brings us, of course, to the end of today's presentation. Whether you're watching this live right now or you're catching a replay later, we encourage you to leave any questions you may have in the comment section. We're gonna give you a minute in case anyone wants to ask a question or make a comment. We'll be very happy to respond, whether it's during this session or afterwards. As a reminder, this webinar will also be available on our LinkedIn page and on our YouTube channel for future viewing. And you can see here on the screen KV's details. Feel free to reach out to her directly, please, if you would like to learn more about how our legal support services can benefit your business. And let's see, let's wait for a second.
Sure.
Well, it appears we don't have any questions for the moment, but anyways, we would like to invite you to visit our website, www.247digitize.com, for more information on our full range of services. And thank you once again for your time and your participation. Stay tuned for more webinars. Thank you very much from 247 Digitize. Thank you, KB.
Thank you, Sam. And thanks everyone for your time. Bye.